So anyways, Shaun, welcome to the Stodrify podcast, episode 2. It's a pleasure to have you. I'd like to declare for the record that your full name is Shaun Ben Dover. No, I'm just joking. There's no Ben there. It's Shaun Dover. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Meet you. Sorry, pleasure to have you here. We already met before. It's not a first time. How you going?
Yeah, great, mate. I just want to say thank you. It's an honour to be on the show. And every time I hear the name Ben, I turn around. That's how often I've been called Ben. So
that's so slack. Because honestly, when you sent me that, when you sent me your email, which was in the spam folder.
Yeah, that'll be right. Always setting it up to the junk.
And you
folder.
said in here that you were bullied as a child, and then I'm thinking of all the lame jokes I've been saying to you over the last couple of years. I actually feel a bit guilty and bad about that, so I do apologise.
So you should. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyways, because you've come to my show, we're going to gift you.
Awesome.
We're going to gift you with a jumper from Irrational.
Awesome.
It's a gift.
Yeah,
you didn't pay for this.
Yeah,
you did pay for it.
Thank you so much. I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Yeah, it's all right. So that's from our friend Mustafa and his business partner. I have no idea what his name is. They work in secrecy, these people. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
I'm looking forward to winter. We've still got a few hot months to go, but
yeah, fair enough.
I'm really looking forward to that coming in. I can wear that.
Nice. And also this sticker from Kennards, Ken Oates. Yeah,
I've never seen one of them before.
No, you haven't.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
I'd like to say I'm deeply sorry that you're no longer with that company.
Yeah.
Because that company actually brought us together. And we met through them. So sorry that you got sacked.
Yeah. What do you do? Look, I can't say anything bad about Kennards. I had a great 6 years there and developed my career substantially through them, and got to meet guys like yourself and great customers, and done a lot of work at the Western Sydney Airport. So yeah, I had a great time, and now I'm on to new challenges.
You know, I'm always trying to prepare for these things. Well, not always. So this is the second one. So I've been trying to prepare for this, yeah. And I'm thinking, all right, which questions are we going to ask and stuff? We're just going to have a bit of fun. And we're going to be joking around, and we'll get down to the nitty gritty later. But so someone came to work today. I can't even remember what company she was working for. And she's like, oh, we hire out EWPs and of the like and Manitous. And fuck, not again. Yeah. There's like 100 of yous. Just always calling. It's like, you all want to get on. We've got like 6 companies already. Yeah. Well, all right, I'll come and meet you. So went to the cafe. She bought me a coffee, as I like to get one. And we're talking, and I mentioned you. Yeah. And I'm like, so yeah, I got a mate who's working at Kennards, and it finished up. They finished up and everything. And I said, yeah. So he was the national manager, but he was only working out of New South Wales. And he was only working out of one small part of New South Wales, which is just the airport. That's it. Yeah. So he's the country's manager, and he's fucking just working in one little port. Like, the guy was set up.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I was waiting for the airport to open up so I can fly interstate.
International.
Yeah.
Anyways, we met on the M12. The first time that I met you, I was a bit weirded out because you came with a brochure. And we'll talk a bit about sales and whatnot, because that's one of your key things that you're into is to develop sales managers and how to sell. So you came with your little brochure and trying to get EWPs on the job. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not having it. And then just like talk to you and see you later. Then I broke my foot and I was off home, and you called up again. You got my number from someone. Yeah. And then we started chatting, but you didn't talk about business. You asked me how I was, and then we started talking about my foot. So you started to relate towards me. Yeah. And you heard my sad story and whatnot, and then we formed a relationship, and then got you to send your rates and stuff to young Dylan, and that's how you got onto the job. Then that's how we started our little prosperous time together, and it was great. So after you finished up with Kennards, and I was on LinkedIn, I made a comment about starting my podcast, and you go, oh, podcast, bro. I'm like, yeah. And you're like, oh, I'd like to be on. I'm like, what the fuck what the fuck are we going to talk about? What are we going to
EWPs.
What are we going to fucking talk? Because every single time we found Noop, we used to say, I said to him, who am I going to get on? He goes, oh, this person, that person, and get Shaun Dover. I'm like, the fuck am I going to get Shaun on for? And he's like, oh, talk about Kennards. I'm like, fuck no. Talk about business development. I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe. I'm like, what the fuck's these ideas?
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't know. Then in the message, you go back to me, I've got a lot to offer, bro. I'm like, I'm sure you do. And you're like, I don't know if you know this about me, but you know, I have a lot of life experience. So I'm like, okay. And you're like, I've traveled a lot. I'm like, cool. And I'm an actor. I'm like, oh, fuck, all right. I want to get into life coaching. Oh, fuck, now I'm sold, you know? So first of all, let's start off by saying, like, tell us a little bit about yourself, because I've rambled on for about 6 minutes now. So I've had my piece. Tell us a bit about yourself so that we can actually start to get to know you a bit deeper.
Yeah, no, for sure. So in school at a very young age, I was diagnosed with learning difficulties and was bullied a fair bit in the younger years of my life, like kindergarten through to probably year 3, year 4. But luckily, I grew up in a household where I was loved. You know, my parents cared about me a lot, got me the help that I needed, you know, occupational therapists and speech therapists and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, so I was able to overcome a lot of that stuff at a young age. And
what was it, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so just problems with writing, speech, social settings like this. I found it very hard to be able to form relationships with other kids.
So is it a form of autism or?
No, it wasn't diagnosed with that.
Okay.
Luckily, but yeah, it was probably on borderline.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was very fortunate to be able to overcome that, because I look at my life today, and being able to overcome that at a young age set me up for where I am today in life. You know, so, you know, being able to, you know, people say no, 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 and just keep fighting, keep hustling, and you'll get what you want in life. And that's what I really do believe in. So yeah, throughout my adult life, I started to get into martial arts and things like that. Done Taekwondo, got to second degree black belt in Taekwondo, fought at the Australian Championships and won that when I was 17, and then got into Thai boxing, played rugby league, all that sort of stuff. Left school, done an apprenticeship as a toolmaker when I left school, but then, I know it sounds quite funny, toolmaker.
It's on your LinkedIn, tool. What the fuck's this, bro? Toolmaker.
Good at making tools.
Sounds so dodgy.
Yeah, but then, when I got into sales, that's when my life really opened up, because when you work in sales and you got to go and talk to people, convince people, form relationships and things like that, that opened my avenues up in many facets of my life. So sales was great because I spent, probably the last 20 years of my life in sales, either coaching a sales team, major account management, national account management, business development, inventory management, all that sort of stuff. But, we all know what cost of living is like. So what I did as well, I went and got my personal training certificates, and I was doing that as a side hustle and working through that. So when I started doing all that sort of stuff, I'm a massive fan of rugby league, and I went and done my strength.
What do you go for?
I'm a Panthers fan.
Yeah, he goes for the Panthers.
Yeah.
I have to go for the Panthers. Live up in the mountains now.
Well, look, I've seen them get a lot more wooden spoons than grand finals, that's for sure. So very lucky that the last 3 years have been doing really well. But so what happened with the strength conditioning, I was able to get into the Penrith Panthers, and I started working with them in the under-18s, spent 3 years there, coaching and developing around at the gym.
How old were you at this stage?
Would have been 31, 32.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so I spent 3 years there.
Yep.
And then, also I got into acting as well. So that was I've always been creative in my life. I've always loved creative writing, being creative with film and, all that sort of stuff, and got into the film industry. So done a lot of training there, got an agent, started hustling in that sort of environment. And then now I'm in a position where I look at all the things that I've done over my life, all the setbacks, all the stuff I've overcome, all the success that I've had. And I really do believe I can be a great life coach. And I've now developed my own business called Breakthrough Coaching. And that will be the next venture of my life, with the acting to go with that as well. So that's what I'm looking to work towards in the future.
Well, thank you very much for coming on to the show. You've just fucking gone through everything. There's nothing really else to discuss, man. It's fucking been 9 minutes and we've already gone through the whole life here.
Yeah.
No, fantastic. I've got to process all of that. So thinking about your childhood and going through those difficulties, and there is a lot of bullying and whatnot, and having those learning difficulties and then progressing to the point now where you can't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
You can't notice. So it's just that's just such a great, magnificent transformation. Do you still feel like do you still have like any residual, issues or traumas or anything like that from when you were younger that still sometimes plays up now?
Yeah, 100%. So I think when I turned 40, that was a massive light bulb moment for my life, because I think in my 20s and 30s, I was highly successful. I was developing my career. I was investing in the property market. I was studying and becoming a personal trainer and doing all this sort of great stuff. But still deep down, I didn't have the confidence. I still was questioning my self-worth, all that sort of stuff from, when I was young. And when I hit 40, I really started to dig deep and really understand how I think. And I thought, you know what? I'm actually really good at some of this stuff. I don't understand why I'm double guessing my worth and stuff like that. So, and I thought to myself, it's all from that emotional trauma from when I'm young. They say the brain really develops from 0 right up to 7 years of age, right? So if you've got trauma at that age, you can take that through to your adult life. And I found that at my age now, I'm really conscious of how I think. I'm very conscious of what the words that I use, and I try and really be positive about myself and things like that to get the best out of my day and get the best out of what I'm trying to achieve.
Yeah, you're not wrong in saying that from 0 to 7, the brain's developing, but I'm going to go a little bit further. So when I was going through my own shit and I was going through my own stuff, and by the way, this is an explicit podcast. We can swear because I'm swearing all the time.
Yeah.
When I was going through my own stuff and I was trying to heal that and figure out what's going on. So I found that from 0 to 7 is one portion of your life. So I can't exactly remember like what stages, but we'll just call that one development stage. But then every 7 years you're going through development. So you go 0 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21, 21 to 28, so on and so forth. And what you'll find is that every 7 years, you speak to someone at every 7 year increments, you usually find there's a shift, there's a change.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like you first go through your development stage as a baby, and then you go through your physical development, then you go through your mental development, then you go through your spiritual development. I'm pretty sure spiritual is in your 20s. And then when you hit 28, that's when you bring everything together. So that's why people go through like not a midlife crisis, but they'll call it Saturn return. All these different modalities and different ways of understanding it. So different cultures will say it in their own way, but it's ultimately bringing everything together. Yeah. So that's why, when people get to 30, things start happening, changing, marriage breakups, relationship breakups, a whole heap of stuff. But then also not always, hopefully, but what you'll find is that after 30, people start to discover who they truly are.
Yeah.
So that's really important. So that's why after 30, people, that's when you're truly an adult. That's why I tell young Mustafa at work, it's like you're 21, but relax. Wait till you're 30 years old, But that's very interesting. But then also now, so how old are you? You're 42 now.
42.
So do you find that in this last, when's your birthday?
October.
So you find there's obviously massive. I'm trying to be a psychic now. Do you find? Yeah. I already know you're like. Where's
the cards? You're going to.
Yeah, bro. I've got them. But are you finding that you're going for a massive shift now? Like there's a lot of stuff going on because obviously you'll let go from work.
Yeah.
And that's pushing you towards something different.
That's right.
And you started finding your confidence in this later stage here. So you're probably. Yeah, well, I'm not going to try to guess and go through that, but that's very interesting. So, yeah. I guess getting let go from your job there is probably a little bit of is quite a blessing actually.
Yeah.
And going into this next phase, so hopefully you're cashed up enough. Honestly, to be able to go into that.
Yeah.
So let's before we get into that, so I was doing a bit of research, so I actually pulled up your name. So literally, if you actually Google Shaun Dover, it actually brings up your Grindr account. No, I'm just joking, Brett.
I hope so.
No, it doesn't. If you actually Google your name, it brings out like all the stuff that you've done, and I'm just flabbergasted. I couldn't believe this. Like you got all your not mugshots, all your bloody your what do they call them in acting?
Headshots.
All your headshots here, and like you can see in the camera over there, you can see someone who's quite a beautiful man. And the guys at work, they couldn't believe it. And we're talking guys, Dylan and Noop, Mustafa and everyone. And so like some of these films that you've been in, so you've done films, you've done stunt, you're a stunt double or?
Yeah, so stunts. So obviously with the martial arts background,
yep.
I specialize in fight stunts on films and TV shows. Yeah, just the understanding of combat, you're able to relate to the film industry and it works out better. Yeah, so I do a lot of stunt fighting. Never done any other stunts though. But inquiring at stunt school to get qualified in other areas of stunts, like working at heights or working with fire or motorcycles or cars and those sorts of things. So looking into that for future development.
We watched one of your videos on YouTube where you're fighting the that guy in the little factory.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the comments that Daniela was saying, the guys behind me, is sort of, yeah, you see that Asian dude there? Yeah, he's going to be in John Wick. Yeah, but Shaun, yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And you could see your kickboxing.
Yeah.
See your kickboxing coming out of the stance that you're taking. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
But some of these films that you've done, so I've got no idea what these movies are. I'm going to try and find them. If they're not on Netflix or anything, are they? Probably have to go into the deep dark web to find these ones.
Probably, yeah.
Like Reaching Distance and Prosper and, Janet King and whatnot. So how did you get into acting and sort of like tell me a bit about that? Because I'm quite interested because I don't know if you know, like I've got a bit of experience in acting. No, I don't. I've got no experience in acting.
Yeah.
But my mate works in the film industry.
Right.
I haven't spoken to him in a number of years.
Yeah.
But he's a sound audio guy.
Yeah, right.
And he's done a few shows and whatnot. And he wanted to make a small film.
Mm-hmm.
And the small film was about a drugger that wanted to kill himself, and I was the lead role. And we were filming at a train station and everything, and I was playing the part and all these little things. And his brother watched it and said to him, "Daniel's actually really good at playing a druggo."
Yeah, right.
I was like, "Fucking
Didn't have to get into character.
No, I didn't, mate." So, anyways, tell me a little bit about I'm genuinely interested about the acting. Yeah. So, how do you become an actor in Australia?
It's hard. It's hard work. But look, well, first of all, how I got into acting. So, I did drama in school and absolutely loved it, but didn't really look at it as a career leaving school. I went out and done a trade and got into sales. But then I saw a couple of friends of mine on TV as extras, and I rang them up and said, "How did you get on TV?" And they said, "I joined this extras agency." So I did. And 2 weeks later, I find myself on Home and Away carrying a surfboard in the background, right?
Fair enough.
As an extra. And from that moment, I just fell in love with it. I said, this is what I want. I didn't want to be an extra, but I wanted to be an actor in front of the camera. I was watching it and I went, this is what I want to do. And it was my calling, like straight away. Like within seconds of being on set, this is what I want to do. So from there, I went and enrolled in, several different drama schools, got to understand how the craft worked, got to understand how the industry worked, right? And this is the hard part. So, so if you want to be an actor in Australia, you need to find an agent and you need to have training. And you need to have a show reel. So a show reel is like a resume for an actor.
Okay.
It demonstrates your work that you've done. And then basically from there, a casting director for a film will go to the agents and say, we're looking for these characters. And if your agent thinks you fit a brief, they put you forward.
Okay.
And when the casting director gets the brief or gets you put forward, they'll say, yeah, that person could play that role. They'll click on you and then you go and audition for the role. And that's how you do it.
So they have a whole database of your videos that are put forward there from the agent.
Yep.
And then that's what they review those. Oh, I like his head. Like literally, I like his head. I like his look there.
Yep.
That body type, all these things, that smile. Okay. So just all those types of things.
And skill set.
Okay.
So
and skill set. All right.
And when I say skill set, not just acting, if they're looking for a guy that can ride a motorbike, can kickbox or whatever, I might align with that type of skill. Right. So they'll say, we've got Shaun, he's done this acting training, but at the same time, he's got a motorcycle license, he's done stunt work in fight background. And they go, okay, he could fit the brief and we'll get him forward for an actual audition.
It's excellent for Home and Away, man.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking the way it's going, it's getting darker and darker. Like there's river boys, this and that. Yeah. It's burning down. There's got to be brawls soon. Soon Lebo's going to be moving in.
Yeah.
That's the next season, Yeah. Just imagine that.
Oh, I hope.
I can't watch that. I used to watch Home and Away religiously when I was younger. I don't watch it now. It does not interest me. Not interest me one bit. I don't have enough time to watch that. Other shows, other good Netflix series and whatnot. They're coming out with some really good smart stuff. Yeah, but then there's a whole heap of other stuff that I find is just pure propaganda.
Yeah.
So all right. So okay, tell us about. So you not a stunt double. You were an extra on Home and Away, carrying a surfboard. Awesome.
Yeah.
What was the first thing, like the first decent, gig that you got?
Mainly commercials.
Yep.
right? So I got a commercial with Tui's for State of Origin.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and it was with Nathan Hindmarsh.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so it was promoting. So I had to paint this. Actually, Nathan Hindmarsh in the commercial was painting this fence blue right before the Origin series kicked off.
Oh, yeah.
I'm his neighbour, and I go around and help him, and we have a beer. And so, look, I've done really well in the commercial space. Like, I've picked up a number of commercials over the years, but in the TV space, probably Prosper. That's a good one. That was only a small role. I was actually playing a drunk businessman, so
why not?
Very similar to the role that you were playing, but I didn't have to get into character for that one. Just fell straight into it. But yeah, that was a good role, and I've done a number of other roles in independent films and things like that. But I've auditioned for some really good stuff too. But
like what?
I've auditioned for Home and Away, for a gig on Home and Away. I've auditioned for Young Rock, which is a biography on Dwayne Johnson. And also The Last King of the Cross. I've auditioned for some bikey roles on that as well. So auditioned for some really good stuff, been in the mix for, final selections, but yeah, didn't get there in the end. But as an actor, you've got to be able to do that. When you don't get auditions, you've got to be able to keep moving forward, to keep hustling.
How difficult or how competitive are these auditions?
Extremely competitive, but it's not. The hard part about acting, you look at it, say, a professional fighter. Okay, a professional fighter will train, they'll jump in the ring and they'll fight, and they'll either win or they'll lose, right? But in acting, there's so many variables. You could go for an audition, they go, oh, he could play it, but he's a bit short, right? We want someone 6'2", for example. Or, you know what, he's got no tattoos, he's going to play a bikey role, we'll put a whole heap of tattoos on him. But, he doesn't look like the guy that could play a bikey role. But he can ride a motorbike, or he can, whatever we need him to do, he can do. There's so many variables. And then the producers get involved. They might look at your Instagram and go, this guy's got 1,000 followers on Instagram, but this other actor over here, he's got 40,000, right? We get more of a following. We get more people watching it. And that's how producers think, right?
Fair enough.
Producers think the more people that look at stuff, right, the more money they get for their content. Right? So look, there's so many variables in acting, so many variables. And that's what makes it not competitive, but that's what makes it hard.
Do you take it personally if you don't get chosen?
I used to. Years ago, I used to.
Yeah.
I used to get my heart set on roles, and I think this is life-changing if I get it. But now I'm at a point where, I just take that leap of faith into the future and know that, what I deserve will come, and it will come. And yeah, when I don't get a role, I'm a bit deflated, but then I pick myself up and go, okay, let's keep working, keep moving, because then that role that I want will come.
Do they sometimes give you second chances, no, not for you, and then actually come back with?
Yeah.
So it's just really dependent, and then I guess it's also who you know as well.
100%.
Yeah, right.
And you got a casting director who's casting for a film will go, we think these people could play that character. Then the director will be like, nah, I want that person over there, right? Then the director's got to work with the producer who's actually financing the project. So these are the people. The producer felt, no, I don't like that person. Put this one in. So it goes through so many sets of hands before they go, you're cast.
Yeah.
Right. So it can be quite difficult. But then you look at someone like Chris Hemsworth, right? For example, they'll probably go, okay, we got a film. We're thinking about producing it. Chris, would you be interested? Different kettle of fish.
Of course, but he's probably the biggest movie star show you had.
Yeah, that's right.
Thor.
Yeah.
You can't fuck around with Thor, bro. All right.
That's right.
Fair enough. So, all right. So in saying that, where what's next for you in acting then? Okay, so I know you Kennards and you got Breakthrough, which we'll get into, but with acting and stuff, that part of your life, what's next? What do you want to do, and what do you want to set?
Yeah, look,
that mind on.
Yeah, look, the thing is with acting, you don't know what's coming next. So with acting, what I continue to do is just keep hustling, right? And what I mean by hustling, understanding what Screen Australia has signed off on. So what projects are going to be produced in Australia, understanding what Hollywood are bringing to Australia. So Hollywood and American industries are bringing a lot of content to Australia, a lot. So understanding what's coming and what I could potentially play, and keep training, keep networking, right? Keep working with my agent and understanding what briefs are coming out, and building those relationships with the casting directors. And that's what I do. Whenever the casting directors, for example, More Fay Casting, they were casting for Last King of the Cross. So I reached out to them direct and said, look, I've worked doors in King's Cross in my earliest 20s. Yeah. I've got a motorcycle license, I've got a fight background, and I've got acting experience. And that's how I got that audition into Last King of the Cross. So it's reaching out to those casting directors and delivering value, saying, look, I'm here. This is some of the skills I've got that might be able to help you in that casting process.
How do you reach out to them?
By email. Yeah, by email. I look up their website, and I shouldn't give these tips away, but other actors will get it. But
yeah, fair enough. Hopefully you can fucking realise how to do that. But I'm just thinking, fair enough, there might be some other tips, because I've got some ideas in my mind. Like I'd camp outside these people's houses and they'd come in to go to bed. I'll be there, say, cast me. It's like, get the fuck out of my house, bro. What are you doing? Or you get arrested. But so just like getting in contact through emails and that type of stuff.
And not being a pest, really finding the time to reach out to these casting directors. So if they've got a project and they're casting for a project, it's saying, well, okay, can I play a role on that project? Can I have I got skills that stand out from other actors? Right. And then I'm not going to reach out to casting directors all the time. It might be once or twice a year, but you got to be very, very, very wary of how you reach out.
Of course, you got to be respectful as well. So you got to imagine that these people have got thousands of people sending them emails. They got to filter through them. So it's the same as going for a job, like for resume, catchy, straight to the point, have something different. And then sometimes it's just a bit of fate, bit of fate as well that works in that way. So we won't give too many secrets away, though. There could be some people out there that, that are dying for a role and they really want one. So hopefully we give them some good tips there. And you can get onto Shaun's Instagram. We'll put the details below, and you can get in contact. So people are bombarding you now for more tips. Why not? Just sign up to Breakthrough. Yeah, subscribe for $39.95 a month, and fucking we'll go from there.
Now, well, look, part of that Breakthrough is assisting actors into the industry. So that's going to be part of some of my packages as well. Oh, that's good. Because the thing is, I look at how long it took me to get into the industry just to get auditions. And if I had someone mentoring me that's done that, been in the industry, I would have done it so much quicker. Like it would have been like 2 years, bang, here I am, ready to audition, where it took me probably 4 or 5 to get really humming along. So it's, I think there's a couple of actors that are coming new into the scene at the moment that I'm talking to, and I'm starting to, coach those actors, right? And just giving them tips, these are what you need to do with headshots, profiles, show reels, go to student films and do this to get, good quality video for your show reels and things like that. So stepping them through the process to try and speediate what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, fair enough. That's really good, man. Yeah. Because I remember I actually was dating a girl for a little while. She was wanting to become an actress, or maybe she's an actor. I don't know, this new age here, but we can't. Yeah. We can't assume anymore. And it was just a very weird time, just going all these little student films and stuff like that. And fair enough, all good. Yeah. That was an interesting part of my life. So that's cool. But you look, we keep on saying the same things. That's why I think you and I, we get along. It's because it's learning how to build relationships and not being a pest. And the biggest thing that I face, being in the construction industry, being like the civil contractor and, canards and coats and everyone wants to come on board. It's like literally they sometimes are pests. Yeah. And they just like, the thing that I hate the most is when I'm busting my ass at work and they come in, they just like come to your desk unannounced and, oh, hi, I'm from so-and-so here. Look, get away from me, dude. Like, seriously, are you serious? But then there's other ways to approach it. Yeah. There's other ways to do it. Usually like buying me a coffee and but it's about understanding and figuring out, okay, let's look at it like this way, like targeting the person. So let's say I'm a subby, I'm working for, I don't know, Kennards or whatever. And I want to get onto this job. So who do I need to talk to? It's not the admin team over there. It's not the receptionist. Who do I need to find out in there? Who's working there? Yeah. And now I'm giving away my secrets a little bit because with the coaching stuff and other things, I understand people will be charging and giving away the information for like, you got to pay, subscribe, all these things. But I like to also give a little bit away for free or give it through this. It's a podcast here. So hopefully people will watch me and they'll get something out of it. So you go there and you're like, okay, who do I want to seek out here? Who's my target? Yeah. It's like this engineer, that. What are they building? Mm-hmm. What are they doing? What type of machinery do they need? Yeah. What do we offer? Okay, we offer EWPs, Manitous. All right, are they doing structures? Okay, they need EWPs. Yeah. They need Manitous and these things. Do they have their own gear? You start to try and figure out this information. They just cold call and here you go.
That's right.
Don't do that. Figure out what's going on. Find out who to talk to.
Yep.
And then eventually you'll be able to, the perfect moment will come in, and then you'll go there and you'll say, oh, okay, hey, blah, blah, blah. And I know you're building bridges. It's an interesting bridge. Is it a balanced cantilever? Is it a super T bridge? Like, just start to talk the language of these people.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, this guy knows. Well, interesting, And then you say, all right, listen, you're going to probably have a bit of defects or some other work that's coming up or these things. So you probably need a couple of AWPs. Yeah. Look, I know how difficult it is for you, and money-wise, so we'll give you a good rate. All right? We will work with you. What do you need? You need service, you need this, you need that. You need to understand what the issue is. You tell them, these are your problems, this is how we're going to solve it for you.
Yep.
And then I'll be like, oh, fuck, yeah, bro, no worries, give me an email, let's get you on board. The thing, though, that really gets me is that they say, oh, we'll give you best price. And you get the price. It's not the best price, bro.
Yeah.
That price is shipping from your warehouse to China to America and then coming here, all right? Don't do that, all right? And then you try to better. No, be honest in the beginning.
Yeah.
Make a little bit of a loss sometimes in the beginning just to get on, and then you build a relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And that's what we got some year. We didn't do it. Kennards, he didn't make a loss, all right? He didn't. No, but that's how we built the relationship, and that's how other people build the relationship. And as I'm getting older and more experienced in this industry, that's what I'm figuring out. That's how it works. So to all the new people out there that want to learn, like if you listen to that,
do you want a job in sales?
I wanted to come and teach a sales team. Remember?
Yeah. That's.
I was going to charge $800 for a half an hour lecture. I was going to show them how to track down and go onto Instagram.
Yeah.
Find out who you want. Find out everything if you want to, and then you can be dirty and go onto LinkedIn. And then they'll see that you looked at them on the LinkedIn, and then you rock up to the office. Oh, fuck, this guy looked at me on LinkedIn, and then you play mind games. That's how you really go in deep. But another thing is sort of like you might go onto their Instagram or something or a Facebook post, and don't stalk too much people. That's when you start, going down the path of jail. But you might find out this person likes surfing. All right. So what do? You find that this person, that's your target. He likes surfing. All right. In your ute, put a surfboard. Put a beach towel in there with a bit of sand. Go there, talk to him. Hey, I've got some sunglasses or something I want to give you. Or I want to show you some stuff in the thing. Yeah. Put a bit of a limp on as you're walking. And then if the person's like, oh, bro, you're limpy, you're right. Oh, I was trying to surf on the weekend, And it goes, oh, this guy surfs. Yeah. Okay. Goes to the ute, sees a surfboard in there, sees, a towel with some sand already. It's in his head, it's in his mind, like he's relating to you. That's it. That's $39.95, all right? Fucking, but that's how you do it. You got to be smart.
Totally agree.
And don't just go there like your sales teams. Oh, I offered him. I told him we have EWPs, and they told me that they're not interested. I said, okay, no worries. Sorry for bothering you. Bye bye. Yeah. Don't do that.
No, you know what? People buy from people. They really do. And as I said earlier in the podcast, that sales changed my life because delivering value to someone else, right? That's how you build relationships. And I think with sales, it's you hit the nail on the head there, right? It's understanding the person, understanding their challenges at work, their job, what they're trying to achieve, and aligning whatever equipment or product or services you've got to help that person on that journey, right? And if you can do that, if you can add value, it's like a car salesman. Walk into a car yard. Hey, mate, can I help you today? That car looks great on you. A car salesman, actually, I went and looked at a car the other week, and he came up to me, he goes, hey, sir, have you got a family? How many kilometers do you drive a year? Do you go on holidays? He's asked me all these questions. He wants to get to know me, and he wants to put me in the car that suits my requirement. And to me, I looked at that car sale, because a lot of car salesmen are, that they're known as not the best salespeople in the market.
Same as real estate agents.
Yeah. But this guy was great. He wanted to know me and what I do every day with my car and my family and how far we drive. And he wanted to get me a car that was suitable for my lifestyle and that provided value. And I respected that guy, and I didn't end up buying a car off him.
That's all right.
But yeah, I'll go back eventually.
But he's an honest car salesman. Yeah. The guy wants you to actually get value out of something. Yeah. Because you can smell it on someone. You can sense it. Yeah. When they're desperate, they really want to push something. It's like, mate, get away from me. No. Yeah. It's like you ask him seriously, like, what type of car are you looking for? What type of house do you want to buy? Yeah. And then if you're a real estate agent, you find out, like, you tell them good stuff. It's like, wait a second. Here's all the good stuff about the house. Well, wait a second. What are you looking for? What do you want? Yeah. no, this house is not for you. This house is not for you.
Yeah.
I've got another one that I think that you might be interested in, and it's under my name, or it might be under someone else's name. Go speak to them, because that's a massive investment.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we need to start understanding sales is important. You need to be making money and commission, of course, but you're dealing with other people's money.
Yeah.
Okay. Even us in the contracting world, it's the company's money, but we still need to look after it. So we need to treat it like our own. The really good engineers out there will treat it like it's their own.
Yeah.
And you need to respect that. And when you do that and you're actually building relationships with people, they'll remember you.
Yeah.
Like my dad used to, when back in the day, we used to go to Bingley.
Oh, yeah.
He used to go there cash, his wallet full of cash. He used to just go to one person, Nick at Hurstville.
Yeah.
We used to walk in the shop, Nick, where are you? And then Nick's like, Victor, I'm here. Victor, I'm here. Hey, fucking come. What you want, Victor? Good to see you. Sorry, that's such a bad accent. But fuck it, whatever. And my dad's like, it's the walker. Victor, he goes to him, no, fuck, my dad's name's Victor. This guy's name's Nick. Nick, I've got cash. Fucking, I want TV. Fucking, let's go. Which one? Give me TV. Best TV. I've got fucking 10 grand now. Oh, Victor, come. This one here. And my dad's like, no worries, done. I'll buy that one.
Yeah.
And he goes, no. You need to. What was the? You need to buy warranty, extra warranty. I will not sell without extra warranty. My dad's like, I don't want fucking extra warranty. Yeah. He's like, I will not sell to you. Get out of the shop. I will not sell. I will not do this to you. So they build a relationship. So everyone's watching in the shop, but every single time. And it was a bit weird, but every single time my dad went, he just bought from him.
Yeah.
And everyone used to ask for him and buy from him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that adds up over time.
Yeah.
And that was 20 years ago, and I still remember this Nick bloke. If I saw him, he's probably dead now. Yeah. Or he's probably very, very old. You know?
Yeah.
But I still remember this bloke.
Yeah.
You know, so he's impacted my life.
Yeah.
You know, he's... I don't shop at Bingley anymore. I go, what's that? Well, appliances online, they're cheaper. You know? But I remember that. And those were fond memories for me.
Yeah.
You know, and building relationships, and even going to buy a house, my first house, even though I bought a private sale, going with all the real estate agents. I hated it. I didn't like them. They're just too pushy.
Very.
No, I don't. You know, and then you see the other really successful ones that are making millions and millions in development and building their own developments and stuff. They make a lot of money because they're building relationships.
That's right. Yeah.
Their clients are seeking them.
Yeah.
They're finding them, and I want to buy from you, and I trust you. Go.
Yeah.
You know, same as when we go to get EWPs and whatnot. We call yourself, or we call Simon.
Yeah.
We trust you straight away. We know what service we're getting.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
And that's what we look for. And I guess, you know what, directors will also have that. Movie directors will also have that with certain agents, like a really good agent.
100%.
You'll find that some agents, the guys are always just on the rolls. Why? Because they can sort it out. They know what's going on. They know what the directors want. So then, exactly. So if you're not an agent and you're an actor, well, you need to know how to fulfill that role as well, or that market. Like, how do I give the director? What's the director's problem? What does he need? What does he want? What does he expect from me?
Yeah.
You know,
100%. If you can put that aspect into all aspects of your life, you can really achieve a lot and build great relationships with people. You know, engage effectively, and that's great.
Even when the cop pulls you over, I'm so passionate right now. Like last podcast, I let my mate Peter just talk. Here, I'm just fucking going. But even when the cop pulls you over, what's the cop want? You have to treat him with respect as well. Yeah. You have to look at everything as an exchange. So what does he expect from me or she? Yeah. And what do I need to give them, and how do I need to speak with them? Yeah. And every single exchange in your life, you'll see that things will start to change. Everything is, it's not sales, but I guess is relationship building to one extent or the other. Yeah. Oops, sorry, I'm tired, man. So I had a full day. This is 7:30 at night, so that's fine. So you've done acting. So do you have aspirations to actually do any like big movies?
I'd love to. Yeah, that's the goal. You know, TV shows would be the best. And the reason I say that, when you get on a big film, you might get work for 3 or 4 months and then you're finished. But if you look at these big Netflix productions, they've got, 8, 10 seasons and they're filming, 6 months of the year. That's the sort of roles I'd love, knowing that I'm on set for 3, 4, 5 months of the year. And then next year we're rolling again for season 2. That sort of setup would be unbelievable for me, while I'm also, setting up Breakthrough and getting the life coaching, moving along on the side. So that's the ideal life that I'm looking at, trying to land a big role on a Netflix production that has several seasons. That's where I want to go. And then I can also, get get the life coaching going as well.
Do you have a strategy on how you're going to achieve that?
Well, at the moment with the acting is keep training, keep networking with the casting directors, working well with my agency. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And then, obviously with my my life coaching business, well, I've set it up. It's now trying to get it out to, the public and building that network. So I'm going to go live on the socials probably soon and start building content and getting content out there. And the reason for the content, just like this podcast, hopefully delivering value to people, and then I'll start building my communities and things like that, and go up from there.
Before we start getting into your life coaching, because I want to talk about that as well.
Yeah.
But we made a note where you said that you traveled.
Yep.
And for me, one of the key things in everyone's life is to travel.
Yep.
Okay. And to have that experience, because it helps to develop, and especially helps you to develop as a person.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if you do solo traveling and not maybe Kentucky tours, I don't know, that might develop you into if you're a kid, become an adult and have a kid, who knows?
Yeah. Or
be on medication for the rest of your life. But the thing is, it depends when you go on traveling and where you're going and what you're seeking for and why you're going traveling. So if you can tell me, how extensively have you traveled?
Yep.
Where did you go briefly?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go from there. And what did you find, and how did that develop you?
Yeah, probably my late 20s and probably up to my mid 30s, I traveled a fair bit. And when I say a fair bit, I didn't go away for a year or two at a time. It was more like 3 weeks here or 4 weeks over there. So, but look, I went over to Europe, done 5 weeks over in Europe, a week in the UK, been to Thailand, America, so Hawaii, Vegas, LA. I said Thailand already, yes. I've been in New Zealand. So look, compared to the average person, I've done a fair bit of traveling, but compared to some people, minute amounts of traveling. But yeah, what's done for me, it's probably made me a lot more appreciative of the country we live in. Every time I fly out of a country and I'm flying into Sydney and I see that Harbour Bridge, I go, I just feel amazing to be at home.
Of course.
A lot of people, whinge about the country and say, all sorts of things. But when I travel, especially to third world countries like Thailand and stuff like that, I look at this country and we're so blessed.
Mm.
So that's evolved me. It's made me a lot more appreciative and things like that. Definitely.
I'm going to Thailand. I'm going to go to Thailand in about a month's time.
Oh, yeah.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went over there and trained in a Thai boxing gym.
Fuck, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the beach.
Yeah, well, what happened, I went over there, got really fit in the first week, went over there, hit pads, running every day, training with the Thais, the amazing experience. And the second week I was partied. So, so I lost everything that I trained for.
That's fair enough. I actually probably should do that to lose my gut and to get a bit fit. No, I'm being serious. I've actually been thinking about that. To go there and go to one of those kickboxing camps, because I wanted to get into kickboxing and jiu-jitsu, but after I broke my ankle, I was like, I don't want to muck around too much. It's fine, but it's just the mental aspect. If someone touches it, I'm going to freak out. It's still not 100%, and I think that's a mental thing that I got to break through. So that's an awesome segue into breakthrough. So please tell me, how'd you come? It's a catchy name. I like it. I might trademark it and take it away from you.
I've already bought the domain, so
you can buy the domain. I'm gonna go. I'll go bloody get the trademark on it. I'll go get the .com.au and I'll get the .org version.
Yeah, oh no, I bet I'm gonna get on Crazy Domain now.
Yeah, just buy them all.
Buy them all.
Tell me, so how'd you come up with that name? What does that name represent for you? Because I like it. It's catchy.
Yeah.
And what I get from it is breaking through. So you had to break through when you were a child. Okay, break through all that. Breaking through in acting, breaking through in your career. So there's quite a few things there. So it's actually, it's quite a well-known term. So run me through it.
Well, I think you've answered it for me.
Awesome.
I thought exactly like that.
$50.
Yeah.
Fucking $50.
Well, I was sitting there for weeks, right? I even got on ChatGTP and typed in
that's awesome.
names.
I love it.
It gave me all these business names like, nah. I ran through hundreds and hundreds of them. And then I was like, I was talking to someone one day. I thought, I've broken through so much in my life. I've overcome and then it clicked. I went, breakthrough. So there you go. There's my business name. Because I was sitting there setting up the business, doing all the back end work. But I'm like, what? Before I launch, I've got to get an ABN number. I need a business name. I need all this sort of stuff on my website. And I'm still doing my head in of what I was going to call it. But then breakthrough was like, resonated with me big time. I went, yep, this is it. And what I want my clients to do is breakthrough. When they come to me, if they go, I've got relationship issues, or I'm trying to break this career, or this goal, I can't achieve it. I want people to break through and get that stuff. So that's why I picked breakthrough.
And what do you have any specific techniques that you use? Do you like go live with the person? You know, just every morning they wake up, wake up, motherfucker!
No, look. The thing is with coaching, every person is different. Yeah. We talk about value, right? Every person ticks differently. What people's their purposes are different. They're wired differently, right? So it's about understanding their goal, understanding their challenges, what their environment looks like. And then we start to chip away at that. And that could be anything from mindset coaching to what they're doing in the gym, nutrition, how they think, and then breaking down a major goal into small goals that are achievable to get that big goal. So everyone's different. Like a lot of people say, what does your program look like? I said, well, look, this is what the program will look like, but I want to understand you first, and I'll amend that program to suit what you're trying to do. Right. And that's what I'll put forward to clients.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Yeah. I always have a little bit of issue. Not always. I sometimes have a bit of issue with like the likes of life coaches and stuff. And I think it's a magnificent thing. All right. But what I found was a lot of people who are coming out as life coaches and like, I'm a life coach. And I look at them like, how old are you? Yeah. Can I see your birth certificate, please? Like, no, I'm being serious. Like they're in their 20s.
Yeah.
I'm like, no offense to these people. Like, okay, maybe you can great value for money. They've been through stuff and they're great at what they do. But I'm like, like life coaching at that age, fair enough. I haven't experienced it. I haven't needed that at that point. I've had my own life coach. I've had my own mentors that have helped me, but they've all been, older, wiser people. So I'm just like, okay, what's these? A lot of 20-year-olds are doing. Fair enough, okay, but it's a very interesting thing. So that's why whenever someone says they're a life coach, I'm like, well, okay, interesting. I trust you. You're 42 years old. You look like you're 60. No, you're actually looking fantastic. Like, did your hair, makeup this weekend? I saw that, and from everything you've told me so far, like you've definitely earned that, so you can pass it on to other people. But I've learned from the likes of traditional teachers and medicine men, and they don't like that terminology. But thing is, like people that have studied ancient ways. So I'm very deeply into shamanism. Although it's anyone that calls themselves a shaman today's day and age, it's it's very interesting. But just these people that have gone through and dedicated their lives over to like a god, to a creator, to earth, and to that life cycle. And what they imbue on you, what they give you is what they've learned. And what they usually, it takes a while to, sometimes you have to sit there and you have to watch that person for a little bit. And you have to understand what makes them tick. So there's a psychology that comes involved as well. And you have to watch them, you have to understand. It's okay, all right, I'm starting to see these things, and now let's start breaking that down. Let's start doing this, and let's start going there. And I learned from a man that was actually, everything he taught me was backwards.
Wow. Yeah.
You don't understand. It's like when he was teaching you stuff and he was helping you through, like he would say something to you like, what the hell? And then 5 years later, you're like, oh, for fuck. Oh, that makes sense now. But you grew into that. It's very interesting. And it's very important, and it is life-changing. And it's great if you find someone that's really good and someone that's actually really invested in you. So I trust that you're going to be doing that for people as well. And that you truly do care about their success and helping them out. Because a lot of people need help, bro. A lot of people need help.
I look at my life. I've been at rock bottom. I've been at rock bottom. But I've had some really great success, and I've made a lot of fuck ups along the way. And I think to myself, that's why I want to be a life coach, is because when I hear of other people's battles or other people that just can't achieve what they're trying to do, or they can't find their purpose, I just find that I really want to get in and help, because I've been there. I've gone through it all, right? And I don't like seeing other people in that position. And, that's why I want to, this is my purpose now. This is why I want to move into this type of industry, and that's what I'm going to be working towards.
So did you ever suffer from like a bit of depression or something like that?
Yeah. I think the depression came from, probably some of the trauma I went through as a kid. But then some of the, challenges I've had in adult life, relationship breakdowns and things like that, and a bit of loneliness at times, and I've had depression and I've found ways to overcome it. Not taking antidepressants and stuff like that for me personally, but better ways of, more hydration, more sunlight, more exercise.
Vitamin D3, man. So important.
Meditation, better thought pattern, being aware of your thoughts. All these little 1%ers that you can do that can help you overcome depression.
Thought patterns or being very aware of your thoughts is important because I'm very big on like low confidence, low self-esteem, okay? And like I would be going somewhere, be driving to go see some friends, and I'd be creating scenarios in my head.
Yeah.
And I'd be creating such intense scenarios where if I don't know, someone might have said something, or I've just got some idea in my head. And in my mind, I've already, had a massive falling out and fight with these people. Not even now, I'm in the car driving, or I'm in the shower at home, and I've got that much anxiety about it.
Yeah.
And I've created all these scenarios, like to the point where we've just like pulled out guns and shot each other sometimes. Where the what? And then after that, I actually started to feel into my body. I'm started to hyperventilate a little bit. Yeah. I've got the adrenaline running through my body as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap. So my subconscious it can't tell the difference.
That's right.
I was like, so
the brain doesn't know what's real and what's not, really. But no, visualization is huge. I've worked with athletes before.
Yeah.
And I say journal about the game as if it's already happened, or visualize the game as it's happening, or the fight and you winning, right? And that feeling, right? Because then the brain starts, ticking over, different chemicals start to generate. And then when you get ready for battle or for the game, you seem to be a lot more relaxed because you're going in, you're going to win. You just feel it. You've already felt it. You can see it, right? It's huge.
When I was on Centrelink before this podcast. No, I was on Centrelink before I started with Seymour White.
Have you got their number?
Sorry? You know what, mate? I think a lot of us are going down that path with the way the economy's going, man, but that's another conversation. But I was in Housing Commission, Centrelink and everything before I started working in construction. Wow. Before I got the job with Seymour's. And I just wanted to go, I just wanted to go. I wanted to go to work.
Yep.
I just wanted someone to give me a go. So I was applying for roles, applying for these things, and it wasn't going anywhere. And I remember speaking to my late mentor, Michael, Mr. Walks the Wind was his name. We'll talk more of him as the podcast progresses. I'm not going to give too much now. And he goes to me, get your degree first. I was just about to get my degree. He goes, once you get your degree, then you can go to him with your degree.
Yep.
I was like, okay. So I graduated a couple of months later. I had my degree.
Yep.
All right. And then I started applying, and nothing was happening. And he goes, I want you to go we're going to go do a ceremony. We're going to do a vision quest, which is where you go in the bush, in a circle, and you stay there for 4 days and 4 nights, no food, no water.
Wow.
With no one around you.
Yes.
But I had a bit of water. They gave me a bit of water because I'm a white fella, I'm a wog here. I can't go, man. I'm lucky to bring some salami with me as well to eat. But I had no food for 4 days.
Wow.
It's hard to believe with the size of me, but I had no food for 4 days. I had about 600 ml of water.
Wow.
And I remember I was there, and this is leading on to this visualization thing that you're talking about. And I was there, and I remember I closed my eyes and I said, I want a job as an engineer.
Yep.
I want to work in construction. All the guys that said no to me, that laughed me out of the office because I suffered from depression, those things, and made me feel like I was nothing.
Yep.
I don't care. I want to work as an engineer. I want this. Yep. So I remember I was doing a ceremony and I closed my eyes and I really felt it. I started crying. And then in my mind, I said, I want a job. And then I did everything and I calmed down after because I was getting very emotional, but I kept on focusing on that.
Yep.
And then I closed my eyes and I could see this one, the local cafe owner. She popped into my head.
Yeah. I'm
like, oh, that's not the job I want. But I said, fuck it, I'll go down there anyways and I'll go apply.
Yep.
So I had a chat with her. She goes, yeah, come. No worries, come work. It was good.
Yeah.
And then there was a guy that came in one day, and he was always every morning came in to order a big breakfast for takeout. I said, hey, mate, what's going on? you know, you always get this big breakfast for takeaway. Where do you work? He goes, oh, I work at the airport as a foreman. I'm like, oh, okay. He goes, what about yourself? I'm like, oh, I'm an engineer, bro. I just graduated. I want to find a job. He goes, oh, one of the engineers on the job there, he quit. They're looking for people. Apply for this company.
Yep.
I didn't do it. Comes back 2 weeks later. Hey, did you apply for the company? I said, no, I didn't, mate. He goes, oh, they're looking. Yep. I said, give me your email. He gave me his email. I wrote it down, everything. All right, see you later. The lady saw this and she sat me down afterwards after let you go. I go, why?
Yeah.
She goes, because you're going to get that job.
Yeah.
I can feel it. You're not going to be here anymore. So, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Fuck you. But it was like that. But she's a lovely lady, yeah? Down at Cafe 41 in Penshurst. I don't think she's there anymore.
Yeah.
I applied for it and they contacted me and they said, come in for an interview.
Yeah.
Fuck, all right. And then I went to the interview. But before I went to the interview, there was an Indian guy.
Yeah.
I went to go park up in Glebe. I was doing my massage and Reiki and stuff. And he comes there and he looks and knocks on the window and he goes, oh, I'd like to give you a palm reading.
Right.
So I said to him, all right, come on in, come in. Give the palm reading for me. What are you looking for, this and that? What's your favorite color? And then said, all right, what are you looking for? I said, I want to get a job. He goes, oh, yeah, you're going to get the job. And I told him my favorite color was blue. You need to wear a blue jumper, shirt.
Yeah.
And you need to step in with your left foot. You need to drink some yogurt in the morning, all these things. He goes, now payment, please. I said, oh, you said it was donation. He goes, oh, but I need to feed all these people. I said, all right, here's $20. He goes, oh, people pay me over $100. I said, bro, I just told you I don't have a job. Yeah. What's going on here? He goes, gave him the money. And then he got out of my car and I got out of my car and he wasn't there anymore. Wow. He just disappeared. So what's going on here?
Yeah.
Anyways, I went to the interview. I stepped in, fucking did the yoga thing in the morning, wore the blue, stepped in with my left foot, this foot, that foot. And I remember in the interview, I said to the project manager, who's now my project director, I said to him, I want this job. I want it.
Yeah.
I've never been that confident or certain in my life. Before I used to say to people in interviews, I used to say, oh, good luck with your decision. Yeah. Like, are you serious, man? You don't, come on, bro. Good luck with your decision. Don't do that. Yeah. He was like, I want this job. I want it. And then he says, yeah, I'll put you through. All right, cool. I'll put you through. And I felt confident about it. So I went back. So then after that, I went back to my housing commission unit with my fucked up neighbors that were playing music and bashing each other all the time. I said, I can't fucking do with this anymore.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was waiting for the call for the job.
Yep.
And it just wasn't coming. It wasn't coming. And then I remember I had a dream. I fell asleep on the bed and I had a dream. And the dream was I was at the office there. Yeah. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was all smoke and stuff floating around. And then I was like, oh, fuck, they're not open. I'm early. They open up at 7 o'clock. Oh, I'm just going to wait. And I wake up and I've got the job. And then they called me up and said, yeah, you've got the job. And ever since, and ever since that point, I've always, been very big on positive visualization, being realistic and actually setting your goals and what you want, but seeing it and feeling the emotion. Because they always say you need to feel the emotion. So, all right, close your eyes, feel it, and see yourself doing it, and just keep on doing that. And sometimes some people will find that it's not working, it's not there. It's like, okay, your mind's not in the right place. Calm down, don't. But then other times they will truly see it. And when you truly see it, that's the power. Yeah. And that's how you make it happen, And that's $49.95 per month, all right?
Mate, totally agree.
Yeah, so I know I went on a bit of a spiel there, but I think that's very important because the positive visualization, bro. Yeah.
It's like quantum physics.
Yeah, I think
they talk about energy fields. So when you talk about that worker came into your coffee shop, it's like those energy fields matched. So if you didn't have that energy field, he probably would have walked in, got his big breakfast, walked out, nothing would have eventuated, right? So if you can turn up every day for life with the good energy field that you want, feel like you've already got it, start acting like you've already got it, right? Things will start to change in your world. Yeah, and I really do believe that.
And this is the stuff that you teach.
That's right.
In Breakthrough.
Yeah, that's right. And that's part of the program. That's a portion of the program, but it's part of it. It's very important, but there's all other parts of the program that will assist clients.
So it's a pretty comprehensive program that you're going to be putting together. Do you already have something put together?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're working on that.
We've already got the program together, but then depending on the person's goals and what they're trying to achieve and their current lifestyle and what they're doing, their environment, then we tweak things depending on what they're trying to achieve. I'll look at their daily routines, what they do around training, mindset. I'll start to tweak all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and then look at their goals and how we build strategies to hit those goals. So again, it all depends on the person. So that's why I like to meet with the person one-on-one, sit down for an hour, really understand what they're trying to do, and also understand if I've got the skill set to be able to provide value to them. I want to be upfront with the client and say, look, I don't think I've got the expertise to help you, but I'll try and find someone that can. But if I do have the expertise, it's about tweaking that program to suit what they're trying to achieve. Yeah.
Fantastic, man. So have you had many clients yet?
Yeah. I've already had probably around 15 odd clients, right? And it's working really well. So people from all different walks of life, from athletes to the everyday Australian, people trying to do better in the corporate world, people just trying to lose weight or finding their purpose, building better relationships at home. So it's been good because every different challenge is different. Yeah, and I'm trying to build in my toolkit and understand what I've got in the toolkit and how I can help these people. So it's working well.
Can you help me lose weight? I'm being serious, bro. I've been battling this for most of my life here. Yeah. I need help, man. We'll have it. I'll sign up on breakthrough.com.
Yeah.
And on irrational.com as well. I want to get into one final point, which I like to understand a bit more, is you have a young girl.
Yeah.
A young daughter.
Yeah.
I should make that clear. You have a young daughter.
Yeah.
And you're a single father as well, yeah?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want to understand is, I don't have kids, but I will one day, God willing. How is it being a single father for a young girl?
Yeah, look, the first couple of years I found it extremely difficult. It's hard. Like, as a father, you're like the protector, especially with a young girl. Like, you have a son, you protect your son, yes, but a young girl, that bond with a father and daughter is very important, right? Very important for their development, and you want to protect them. And knowing that they're not under your roof 24/7, that's hard. Yeah, and I've woke up Christmas mornings, she's not there. I get my daughter every second Christmas, for example, in the morning. And then after lunch, we swap over. We rotate that every year. But, that's stuff that I've had to, accept and build resilience. And, but the biggest thing it's taught me, and this is what I tell my mates that have kids and they're still with their partner, don't take the time for granted, because I don't have my daughter all the time. My daughter's with me about 40% of the time.
Okay.
So when I have her, I am present. I know I'm not on the phone. I put the phone away. I'm not on social media, any of this stuff. I'm present. We talk about her day. We play sport together. We kick the ball together. We invest in her education. We take her to sport, and I'm really, really present.
Yeah.
Right. And being a single dad, that's taught me to be present, right? Because I guess see some of the other mates, I've got to go home with the kids tonight. I'd rather go to the pub and play. Yeah. And I'm like, well, look at my scenario, mate. So it's really taught me to be a better father, to be honest, because I'm that 40%, even though I'm only there 40% of the time, I reckon I'm so present that it's probably doing more than what some other fathers are doing 100% of the time, but but look, having a daughter, having a child as well, it's made me more humble. It's made me a lot more appreciative, and I think as well, more giving. Like, I look at people who drink drive and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I look at that stuff and I think, now that I've got a little family, I'm like, wow, like you're a lot more appreciative of humanity and stuff like that when you have your own. That's my version of when you have your own kids.
I reckon out of all the stuff that we've talked about and all the things that you've gone through and learned through, your daughter is no doubt your greatest gift, but also your greatest teacher.
Yeah, 100%.
And the greatest thing that's healed you. And your healing journey up from when you were, all your breakthroughs, just got to the point to your next one, which is now with her.
Yeah.
As she grows up, and that's just I'm not going to say it's going to be a challenge, but that healing journey, now you'll see full circle, and you'll start to understand a lot of those things, and you'll start to see, you'll see that full circle complete and come around, and the next cycle begins. But God bless, man. That's fantastic, and I wish you and you all the best. I wish your little girl all the best. I wish Breakthrough all the best. Once this video goes live, I'll put all the details down. I'll get your website from you. You know what? It's a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah.
Back all those 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago now on the M12.
Yeah.
From when I first saw you, and like just being all smiley and taking EWP to now, and the conversations that we've had and the bond that we've built, and
It's energy fields.
It is, man. It is. And I always vibed with you, bro. I always vibed. There, it was weird. I was like, what's going on? He's giving me weird vibes. Is this sinister? What's going on? Why is he always sitting next to me? And poor Simon across from us falling asleep and he wants a glass of milk. This is an inside joke. People won't understand, but it doesn't matter. This is what Stodgify is all about, is having a bit of fun and other people can relate. I wish you all the best, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
No, really appreciative of the opportunity and appreciative of our friendship too.
Yeah,
so appreciate it, mate.
Thank you to Nick behind the camera there,
mate.
With his studio here, and I'm very appreciative of it all. But we'll do a part 2 sometime in the future.
Yeah,
we'll have another one.
Yep,
and we'll go from there. But anyways, bro, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries.